Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam. You're listening to Islam Tomorrow. This is live broadcast when I'm doing it, but it'll be almost live by the time you hear it online. This is Yusuf Estes, National Muslim Chaplain, visiting on assignment from Washington, D.C. here in Arlington, Texas. My old hometown, place where I made Shahada 15 years ago, mashallah, and seeing some of my old friends again. Some of you guys got older, man. What happened? I don't know. I'm still young and good looking. I don't get it. Anyway, you know what's funny is that when the people come to us, they don't know any better. You know, they start talking about, how come you got to have 4 wives? You know what's, I'm serious. I've been in so many Muslim countries, and when I meet the people, straight up, as soon as I meet them, I'll say something like, how many wives do you have? And they crack up laughing, going, that's funny. What's funny? You can have 4 wives, right? So why is it always so funny when I ask? They always die laughing. Because the Muslims, believe it or not, are the most monogamous of all people on the earth. You didn't know that? It's true. Muslims are very prone to marry one lady and stay with that lady until one of them dies. That's so common amongst Muslims, but not common amongst other societies. And also, no girlfriends, no hanky-panky, no cheaty on the side. No. One wife, stay married to her, and that's it. Unfortunately, in more modern times, as we advance and get satellite television and start getting some of the magazines and pictures, and we're finding that some of these advanced areas, I won't mention them. I'm not going to say, like, I'd be wrong if I mentioned like Cairo or something like that. Oops. Or Riyadh, or, I won't do that. But if you go there, you find that they are starting to increase, which used to be single-digit number for divorce rate. Used to be like 2 or 3% in divorce. Now it's increasing almost up to 10%. Amazing, here in the United States, it's like 70%. Yeah. Because some people get married and divorced, and married, divorced, married and divorced. In my own family, I know some of my family members have been married 9 times. And that's not counting boyfriends and girlfriends. Whoops. In Islam, 1. That's it. It's just 1. So when somebody asks you the question, how come you can have 4 wives? But please do not give them back the answer, which is, how come you can have all the girlfriends you want? Don't do that, because it's not in Islam to do that. Regardless of what their lifestyle is, they're not asking you to criticize them. So it's our responsibility to answer back correctly. Thank you for asking me about my religion. In Islam, it's mandatory that I tell you the truth or I can go to hell. Also, we have the proof so you can verify everything I say. If I make a mistake, you'll know it, because there's not 2 Islams out there. There's only one. And regarding the subject of having more than one wife, when Islam came, there was no limit whatsoever. A man could have as many as he was big enough to take care of. And wives in those days were not treated like wives perhaps today. They were treated like property, chattel, something you own, something you trade, swap, buy, throw away if you don't want anymore. And when a girl was born to the family, it was considered such a shame, aib, that they used to bury the girl alive in the desert sands. And that's a fact. That is what they used to do. And if you didn't do it, you were considered not a real man. Is that true or false? Well known. And women had no say-so in anything. In fact, if she wanted to die, just open up your mouth in front of some men. That's a good way to just terminate your life. And nobody would say a word. If a man wanted to beat his wife halfway to death and beat her into the ground, nobody would come up and stop him. They'd consider that their business. That was the condition that people lived under when the revelation of Quran came. But the Quran in chapter 4, the women clearly gives women more than rights. This idea of giving somebody their rights, this isn't what Islam is like. That's why Islam makes clear what the status of the woman is. Her status is very high. She's to be honored. She's to be respected. She has an air of dignity about her and an air of privacy about her. She is not subjected to the same things that a man is subjected to. In verse 34, it's real clear. Rajulun, man, this is all men, have the responsibility for an-nisa, all women. Read it. It didn't say believers. It said men have the responsibility over the women for their custodial care, financial support, etc., and their protection. Protect, defend, provide for them. And Allah said this is because He has made one to be better at that, to exceed the other or excel the other one in that area. Who is supposed to have the job, make the money, and come home and take care of the family? The man. Can a woman get a job if she wants to? It doesn't forbid her. But if she does, what percentage of her money goes to household expense? 0. What percentage of her money goes for the automobile? Nothing. What percentage of her income is to be used for the children's college fund? Huh? Utilities, insurance, education, anything. Her money is her money. But your money is also her money. In Islam, listen to this one. Listen to this one. If a man is not paying his bills as he should, it's perfectly legal for the woman to go in and take his money and go pay the bills, and he can't say anything about it. That's true. Can he take any of her money and pay bills? Nope. No, he can't. He doesn't have that right. So if you said, well, we want to see something equal, when women learn the beauty of Islam in this financial area alone, they go, we don't, that's fine, leave it alone. That's okay. What's his is mine, and what's mine is mine? Oh, that's a good deal. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is we don't see it over here because the men are not living up to Islamic standard. They're not. You're not living up to Islamic standard when you put your wife out in the street and expect her to run around like a man. You don't provide her protection. You don't provide her with the environment. By the way, it's also not in Islam to criticize your wife in front of other people. Ever. Regardless. Not even another relative. You can't do that. That's haram. Whether she's in front of you or not there. It's real clear. We can't do that. Can we? No. And talking about beating them, oh my God. Read the rest of the verse, because that's the verse where it's at. Read the rest of it. Because it continues and it says, because of this, the status that Allah just mentioned, she is totally obedient. And some men said, well, that means she has to obey me and do whatever I say. Nope. Nope. This is obedient to Allah and His rules. As such, she's obedient to her husband as long as he doesn't break the rule. If he told her to rob a bank, she ain't going to do it. Huh? If he told her don't pray, nope. If he told her don't wear hijab, and some men tell their wives, I don't want people to know you're a Muslim, take off the hijab. Whoa. You think I'm joking? You know how many youngsters, young kiddos in other countries have emailed me complaining that their parents, especially their father or mother, will not allow them to wear the hijab. They want to wear it and they won't let them because they're afraid that people will say that they're fundamentalists or something. And they'll say, please pray for my parents that they'll let me follow Islam. Can you believe me? Anybody here don't believe what I just said? Probably you heard the same thing, didn't you?